Welcome back to Greenwood, South Carolina, and welcome back to Finis Horne Arena. Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you. Round two between Lander and Francis Marion about to get underway here on this homecoming Wednesday night. Bearcats in for their second win in a row as they, coming off a road victory over the Flagler Saints, now try to knock off the Patriots at Francis Marion as they'll take on one of the more dynamic players in the Peach Belt Conference and perhaps in Division II. We'll tell you about him coming up, and we'll give you the starting lineups as well. But first, national anthem time in Horne Arena. Then we tip off. It's Bearcat basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Just about to get underway here in Greenwood, South Carolina as Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell join you tonight for Bearcat basketball. The men just picked up a big win over Francis Marion. Pardon me, the women just picked up a big win over Francis Marion, a 33-point victory over the Patriots. And the Bearcat men who are trying to work their way back into the picture for the Peach Belt Conference tournament, they could use a huge victory tonight as Lander will take on Francis Marion and their star, Dietrich Browning. He gets the start tonight for Gary Edwards' squad, the senior out of Columbia, South Carolina. Also, Jacquez Smith, sophomore guard from Beach Island, South Carolina. Number 22 is Judah Alexander, senior forward from Mount Vernon, New York. 23, Brandon Parker, junior forward from Sumter, South Carolina. And number 30, Warren Specht, a senior forward from Shawnee, Kansas. For the Bearcats, Ryu Purdy starting for Lander, junior from White Oak, North Carolina. He's joined in the backcourt by Zane Rankin, a freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. Jordan Dingle starting, a redshirt junior from Rock Hill. Sergio Smith, the redshirt senior from Dorchester. And DeShundre Rucker gets the start for the Bearcats to round out the starting five. He's a freshman from Greenville, South Carolina. So Browning, Smith, Alexander, Parker, and Speck on the floor for Francis Marion. Purdy, Rankin, Dingle, Smith, and Rucker for Lander. And the Bearcats, coach, they're going to need, as Coach Patterson talked about in his post game, you're going to need 3 or 4 to score tonight if you're Lander. Can't rely on one player like Purdy or one player like Sergio. You're going to need multiple scoring options tonight.
Right. We need to have a lot of balanced scoring. We need to come out and get off to a good start. It seems like we get off to bad starts and put ourselves in a hole and then have to dig out. It just takes us forever to get out of that hole, and then by the time we do, we're spent. So hopefully we can get off to a good start here in the first half.
Lander going to change up the look here at home as they break out the gold uniforms in Horne Arena for the first time all season. Blue and white Marquette style trimming on those jerseys and shorts. Blue numbers outlined in white, gold Bearcat on the back of the uniforms. Francis Marion, the all reds, blue lettering and numbering outlined in white, and blue stripes on the shorts. a good crowd here tonight in Horne Arena. The women drew over 400, and the men have got a nice home court atmosphere here in Greenwood. Let's see if they can take advantage.
A lot of students here. It's homecoming week, and a lot of those Greek organizations are out competing, and a lot of good spirit here tonight.
Now they'll bring the noise when they're in the building. As Rucker is going to jump for Lander against Alexander. Ball in the air, and Rucker controls the tip, and Lander's got the ball. Purdy going to go off the left side, hand it back to Zane Rankin. Rankin stops and pops in the lane, knocks it down.
Good stop and pop by Rankin that time, yeah.
So an early bucket there for the Bearcats. Now cut inside to Dietrich Browning, his layup no good, and Rucker got the rebound. And then Rankin again at the other end, a hanging layup, and puts it in.
Nice, good start for the Bearcats, and good defense down here on this end that caused Browning to miss that shot.
Dietrich Browning, he doesn't miss often. He is the first player in the history of the Peach Belt Conference to be named Player of the Week in men's basketball 4 consecutive weeks.
Really?
As Lander's got a steal and a run out. Here comes Sergio Smith to Jordan Dingle for the layup. Yeah. And it's a 6-0 lead.
We had a 4-on-1 down there that time, and I was hoping we could score.
Yeah, they took advantage of it. This crowd was hoping for a slam.
Yeah.
But Dingle got the assist from Smith, and Bearcats out to a nice 6-0 start.
Dingle did the right thing by just laying it in.
That's right. Points more important than applause at this point.
Yep.
As the ball knocked out of bounds. Tell you what, Lander's defense these opening 90 seconds has been very strong.
Yeah, it has. Seems like they're off to a good effort and good intensity right now.
6-0 lead for the Bearcats. Rankin's got 4 of those 6 as he comes off the screen. In trouble, gets it down to Rucker. Rucker working against a guard, had his shot blocked from behind.
Nice little maneuver by Rucker, though. He's a true freshman, and he's starting to get more and more minutes as the year goes on.
Important for Lander to try to get some points and some productivity out of the post, other than Sergio Smith. Sergin also come off the bench, has been very good this year as Browning on a run-out layup.
Yeah, that was a little bit easy that time. He converted off a turnover.
So Purdy, they give it off to Rucker. Drive inside, ball taken away. And out comes Francis Marion the other way, shot off of the Patriots. And Lander will have possession. Purdy with the ball as he gives it to Smith. Dingle behind the arc looking for help. And a whistle out on the perimeter. See what this call is on, and it's going to be against the Patriots. That's going to go against Parker, the junior out of Sumter, South Carolina, his first. The first team foul. Rucker. Handed off. Purdy, jumper, no good.
He got a good look, though.
And on the other end, a jumper, no good. And Smith able to go in and get the rebound. Then Purdy lost the handle in a late foul call. That'll go against Francis Marion.
That's Purdy being able to use his body and hang in the air and draw a foul. And it was a kind of a crazy foul for Francis Marion because he's behind the basket. It would have been a very low percentage shot for him to make.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do anything from back there.
Nope.
Now we've got a whistle as some talking going on there in the middle of the lane. I think Rucker and Parker maybe, or maybe that's Alexander. Yapping back and forth a little bit.
Oh, here.
And Smith saves it. Hanging shot there, no good from Rankin. Now the ball on the floor, and it was kicked by the Bearcats.
If not, that was a layup on the other end by Dingle.
Certainly was. (6-2) Lander leads, 16:49 to go in the first half. Three ball on the way, up and good as Browning knocks it down. It's a 1-point lead for the Bearcats. 16:30 left in the half, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch off of Lander.
Rucker just couldn't handle that. It was a pretty good, nice curl pass in there to him, but I think he might have moved too quick instead of securing the basketball first.
Speck chased out on the perimeter. Now Browning. He's being guarded by Dingle here in the early going. Drive inside. Nice up and under move.
What a great move.
That was a senior against a freshman, Alexander, on Rucker.
And that was a mismatch move there that time.
Birdie skip pass over to Smith. Baseline jumper knocked down. Nice looking shot there from Sergio Smith.
Smith is pretty good at knocking those 14, 15 footers in, that little mid-range game.
He and Chelsea Mitchell have the same range.
They do.
Offensively.
They remind me of each other.
Yeah, both hustle players. You can fill up a stat sheet in a bunch of different ways as Alexander had his shot blocked by Rucker, and Rucker had a little something to say about it. Timeout on the floor. Lander up 8-7 on Francis Marion. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Back in Finis Horne Arena, Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you. Lander leading 8-7 here, 15:30 to go in the first half as the Patriots get a three ball in the corner from Brandon Parker, the junior forward, showing off some range.
Yeah, it was a pretty well defended shot. He just made it.
Now Dingle, step to a long three, yes indeed.
Dingle's starting to find his range or get a little confidence in his game here lately.
Puts the Bearcats back up by one, 11-10 now. Drive inside and a layup up and good from Alexander, and the senior out of New York off to a fine start.
Yeah, just a one-on-one maneuver, and there was no help there. Nobody to help the defender that time, and he got an uncontested layup.
Birdie trapped, gives it to Rucker, who's blocked by Speck. Ball out of bounds off of Francis Marion.
Good job of blocking that ball that time and not fouling, not picking up a foul.
He got it with two hands. Lander down by 1 here, 14.5 minutes to go in the first half. Dingle chased out to half court. Now Purdy, a long three, off the mark, no good, and rebounded by Alexander.
The shot clock had gotten down to 1, and Purdy was almost at half court and realized it, and he just had to throw one up.
Nothing else Lander could do there. Bearcats about to check in a couple of big men, Knight and Evich, as that three ball from Browning is good.
I see why he might have been player of the week a time or two. That's a pretty good looking stroke.
He's been player of the week 9 times in his career. No player in the history of the league has done it more, as Purdy commits the offensive foul.
Purdy's got a jump stop when he makes that pass instead of just making that pass and continuing on.
Evich and Knight check in. Smith and Rucker check out. Lander trying to keep the big men fresh here.
Knight's got his arm bandaged up.
I tell you what, he sure does.
I don't know what's going on there.
That's from his bicep down to about midway off his forearm.
Yeah, and that's his right arm, which is his shooting arm.
TJ's got something going on almost every game. He's got a cut there on his right knee, you can see. He also got popped in the nose and was bleeding last game. As there's a nice jumper from Kingsley Waboso, the junior 7-footer out of Greater Manchester, England. That's a nice overseas find for Gary Edwards.
Division II, you have to find 7-footers overseas. You don't get many around in the States.
Rankin misses the three. We talked in the women's game about how you can't teach some of the things that we saw Mitchell doing. Yeah, there's no one on earth that teaches 7 feet.
No. The problem is he's 7 foot when the game starts and he's 7 foot when the game ends.
That's true.
He doesn't shrink any.
17-11. Lander down a half dozen here, 12:40 to go. And a drive.
Don't have a walk.
Travel violation.
Yeah. Got to put it on the floor.
Nicholas Junson going to check in the ball game as Rankin goes to the bench after his hot start.
Junson needs to get a little confidence in his game because he's very, very capable of having a big game.
Dingle is fouled on the way in, and they're going to get Browning for that.
I think he's going to give him. They're going to give him 2 shots.
Dingle's going to go to the stripe. The redshirt junior out of Aiken. As the first one glance off the rim, no good.
Dingle's a little bit older, though. I think he's set out a year or 2, and which means a lot at this level.
Absolutely.
And then he missed 2 free throws.
Missed them both, and Davis will walk it up for Francis Marion. You know, that's something that has been talked about, as there's a 3 ball from Warren Specht. Something that sometimes recruits that maybe come in as freshmen at the Division II level and you may think, you know, the competition not going to be as tough at this level, but what they don't often take into consideration is Dingle's trapped, finally got rid of his defender, gives it off to Evich. He goes backdoor to Junson for the lay-in.
Nice
Beautiful
cut.
ball movement to get out of trouble there. Boy, they don't often think about it is at this level, when you've got so many guys who have come from other schools and maybe sat a year and then transferred in, you know, you might at the Division I level be playing against a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Down here, it's a whole bunch of 21 and 22-year-olds.
Exactly. You don't play against a lot of 17, 18-year-olds.
Not at this level. As Houston with the and one.
Yeah, but he walked. They call a walk on him. And they're going to take that bucket off the board.
Timeout on the floor, 2013. Francis Marion up 7, 11-10 left in the half. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting.
Ball for the drop. You're buying your chance to win $5
But you're not the only one who could win. Because every purchase you make goes towards enhancing Landers' operating budgets and enhancing scholarships for student athletes. So when you buy a ball, not only can you win,
I win.
I win.
I win.
I win. I win.
when you buy a golf ball for the A 20-13 lead for Francis Marion with 11:10 to go here in the first half of action. Dixon Lane and Chipper Bagwell with you. Good to have you join us tonight. Alexander out top, and he'll give it away as this is Jaquez Smith, sophomore out of Beach Island, South Carolina.
Bearcats in a zone all of a sudden, and they turn them over right quick.
Force a quick turnover out of the timeout. Leonard trailing by 7. Stingle will bring it over, give off to Evich. Evich going to go all the way, hand it off to TJ Knight. Well, that's
Nice
an
job.
easy little assist and lay in for the big men, Evich tonight. Evich, the young man, is not afraid to put it on the floor.
And he does it quite well.
He does. Five-point difference now as we're near the halfway mark. Kick pass out. Smith going to launch a three off the mark, and Evich got the rebound. Good Bearcat defense. Now Purdy in trouble. It off to Evich. He's guarded by Speck. Wants to take Speck off the dribble. Bounces it down low to Knight again. Had the shot blocked. Knight going to go back up with it. That one won't go. Still fighting for it.
Johnson's going to get a foul call on. That was two buckets we're going to look back on. And, you know, point blank that TJ needs to muscle up and either dunk those or lay them in.
Yeah, it could have been a big basket there for Atlanta. Would have cut it to a one-score game. Now Speck open straight away, three off the mark. Unson with the board. Purdy, give it a Knight. And they're still down 5. Dingle, three ball on the way, no good. Speck way out on the perimeter, and Landers got to be careful. He's not been shy about launching from there.
No.
Ten to shoot.
5 on the shot clock.
And they're going to finally get one off, and good
make
from
it.
Ryan Davis. Junior hailing from Cartersville, Georgia.
That's their 5th made 3 of the half.
They've been very good thus far from deep. We get a whistle and a foul. I think they're going to get Evich for this one.
That's Francis Marion, number 20.
Oh, that's called
Or 30.
on
I mean,
Speck. You're
Speck.
right. Pardon me.
We got a whole new team coming in, looks like.
Tell you what.
Except Johnson's going to stay in.
Yeah, boy, wholesale changes. Ball lost away, and now the Patriots trying to run with
There
it.
it comes
They
back.
lose it. Robinson has it
And
taken
we
back
turn
away
it over
from him.
again.
Drive right side from Davis, spinning, floater, good. Francis Marion out to a 10-point lead. Robinson up top. Now to Rankin. Rankin back to Robinson. 3 ball on the way. Too strong and rebounded by Browning. Turnaround from Alexander, no good. Unison grabs another rebound. Robinson will go left side, picks up his dribble, looking for a gold jersey.
We're getting a lot of looks right at the rim, and we're just not finishing.
Now a 3 on the other end from Davis.
And they are just blistering the 3 right now. There's a 6-made 3.
Landers going to call a timeout, try to calm down Francis Marion's offense. 28-15, Patriots up. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Back in Finis Horne Arena, Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you, 28-15. Lander down by 13.
Patriots are 11 of 20 from the floor, 55%, but they are 6 of 10 from 3 for 60%. Bearcat, 7 of 18 from the floor, 38%, 1 of 5 from 3, 20%.
Rucker sets the screen for Robinson. Robinson zips the one-handed pass to Rankin, but his 3 ball's too short, and Patriots grab the rebound. And we're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul against Jaquez Smith. Robinson off the dribble, has to go left side. So a floater and got it.
That kid's got a good bit of offensive skill. I like the way he plays at times. And he's just a freshman, and he'll get better.
Ball on the floor, free momentarily. Patriots come out with it.
They sure did. That was a turnover waiting to happen. And there's a turnover.
There is a turnover.
Whoa.
No, they're going to say Lander tipped it.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I didn't either.
I did not see that.
They're going to call it off the Bearcats.
6 on the shot clock, so they will have to put it up pretty quick. Walk.
And then it'll travel from Specht as the Bearcats will get the ball back. Down by 11 with 6:04 left in the half. shot off the mark, and the Patriots grab another rebound.
Yeah, size mattered there, didn't it? That big 7-footer snatched that rebound out of the air.
Wabasso took it away from the Bearcats, and we got a foul on the floor against Robinson.
16 foul against the the third team foul against the Bearcats, only 5 against the Patriots.
That's right.
I was looking at the wrong end.
5:41 to go in the half. Lander down 11. Shot off the Martin, no good. Houston got the rebound. Out ahead to Rankin, who'll take it all the way for the lane.
Nice pass that time by Johnson.
Bearcats are back within 10, 28-19. And a long outlet ahead to Robinson. And Robinson will go all the way to the rim. Just like that, Lander on a bit of a run as they've brought the Bearcats back within 7 now. And Browning will bring it up the floor against Robinson.
6-0 run by the Bearcats.
And then a whistle and an offensive foul against the Patriots, and Lander's got it right back.
Got a little momentum going here now. It's a 13-point lead at one time at 28-15.
Smith will come in, or Smith will inbound it, pardon me, and Robinson will bring it up for Lander. Bearcats all of a sudden trailing by only 7. Houston inside, high off the glass.
That's something he can do. He's really good at scoring.
It's a 5-point game all of a sudden. And they're going to call Evich there as Browning put a forearm into him. But Evich is going to get a whistle for the call. That's his first.
Evich jumped out and tried to hedge that screen, and he initiated the contact.
Alexander back in the ball game as he replaces Waboso. Lander down by 5 with 4:15 to play. Shot blocked away by Smith, and here comes Robinson. Robinson to the rim, can't get it to fall.
Oh,
pity too. Smith went up there to get that one. And in the lane, a nice hesitation and finish from Brandon Parker.
It's their first basket in about 3 minutes. First point.
Lander did a nice job to make a bit of a run there. How can they continue? Robinson goes to the rim. I tell you what, there's a fearlessness in Sidney Robinson that is fun to watch.
Yeah, he's not scared, is he?
No, he is not. 5-point game, 30-25, 3:25 left in the half. All the way to the rim, shot was in and then out, but then an offensive board for the Patriots.
And a new shot clock.
And a 3 from Browning, who'd been
Another
quiet.
3. That's 7.
And the Patriots lights out from beyond the arc. 21 of their 33 points from deep. Rankin trying to answer, yes.
Nice answer.
A 5-point game all of a sudden. Lander trailed by 13 early. We got a foul in the lane.
Yeah, Evich is going to get called for a hold in there.
That'll take us to the media timeout. Last one of the half. Lander down 5 with 2:33 left in the first half. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. You're buying your chance to win $5,000. But you're not the only one who could win. because every purchase you make goes towards enhancing Landers' operating budgets and enhancing scholarships for student athletes. So when you buy a ball, not only can you win,
I win.
I win.
I win.
I win. I win.
when you buy golf. Lander trailing Francis Marion 33-28 here in Horne Arena. Homecoming on a Wednesday night here in Greenwood. We'll wrap up homecoming week Saturday afternoon, a doubleheader here in Finis Horne Arena against the Columbus State Cougars. Should be a fun one. Browning drives. He's got 11 early on. There's a jumper in the lane, no good. Evich got the rebound, and now he wants to bounce it ahead to Purdy. Purdy, right wing. Back to Evich as they whip it around the top of the arc.
Yeah,
double dribble.
Got that thing hung on the side of his knee and hesitated a little bit. That's only our 7th turnover.
Okay, it's been a nice job taking care of the basketball so far in this one. Under 2 to go in the half. Alexander trying to back down Evich. Good post defense there from the senior out of Serbia.
Yeah.
Drive inside. Layup from Browning.
Browning he's a hard man to handle by himself. You got to have help on guys like him. Somebody's got to rotate over and help.
Evich skip it over to Purdy. Go inside now to Smith. Smith right-handed hook shot. Yes, it'll fall and it'll go to the line. Sergio Smith go to the stripe. Trying to pull his team within a bucket.
Yeah. We certainly need some points in the paint, and Sergio was very capable of giving us that, and he did there.
Redshirt senior, Dorchester, South Carolina. A man who only got 3 games in last year with a foot injury. So he knocks it down.
4-point game with 1 minute and 10 to go almost.
Bearcats have hung around here in this first half and got a chance to make it interesting before going to the break. Specht up top on Smith. 3 ball on the way, no good from Browning, but another offensive board for Davis. Francis Marion can run this clock down to 28 seconds. Davis spins in the lane, and he'll get the and one.
Yeah. Nice little maneuver there, nice little spin back.
Browning gets all the headlines, but Davis has really been a spark plug tonight for the Patriots. The call will go on Younson.
That's his
second
foul. Dingle comes in the game to take his place.
So this will be Davis. Trying to complete the 3-point play, make it a 7-point game. And he does.
That might be the first free throw for the Patriots tonight.
We've not had many from either team, but
yeah.
you're right.
That was the first one. We've only shot 3.
Rankin trying to get in the lane, sends it to Dingle in the corner. Dingle driving baseline all the way. Now bounce to Evich. Evich back out to Dingle. 9 on the shot clock. Dingle had it stripped from him. Now Smith in the lane, out to Evich. Evich, 3-ball, yes!
Yeah.
Surgeon Evich from downtown. 10 seconds to go in the half. Landers back within 4, and Francis Marion will take a timeout. Well, the Evich 3-pointer makes it a 38-34 contest.
That's a big bucket by a big man up there.
Well, it absolutely was. And so now, for Lander, an opportunity to keep this game within 4 points. And you know, early on in this one, it looks like it might be another, as you mentioned in pregame, a slow start for the Bearcats. But Francis Marion surrendered that run where their offense went dry for about 3 minutes, and the Bearcats have just sort of been hanging around ever since.
Yeah, they were up 28-15, up 13, and all of a sudden the Bearcats went on a run and cut it down to 5, and they kept it. It's been 4 and 5 just about the whole way.
It's a 4-point lead right now as the Patriots inbound it. Smith trying to get inside, kick it to Specs. Specs 3, in and out.
There.
Tapped out, and that'll do it for the first half. The defense for the Bearcats hold, and we go to halftime. 38-34, Francis Marion leading by 4 at the break. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Back in Greenwood, South Carolina, Rickson Lane, Chipper Bagwell with you. Halftime over, and we're ready for second half action between Lander and Francis Marion. Good to have you join us tonight on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. And Coach, a first half in which Lander trailed by as many as 15. They come back and cut it to 4 right before the break, and really have shot the ball fairly well so far throughout this game, over 50%.
Yeah, the stats are pretty even right now. Both teams have made 15 field goals. The only difference is they've made 7 threes. We've made 3 threes, I believe it was. So there's a difference of 4. And that's about the difference in the game.
Yeah, Patriots got off to a really hot start from deep as Browning misses there. Ball batted out, and they're going to call a foul on Judah Alexander as he went over the top.
He went over the top trying to knock that ball out to a teammate, and he got caught.
Lander with the ball, 19:30 remaining, down 4, and now Purdy in trouble in half court. Tries to get it up to Rucker, and Alexander stole it away. Kick it in the corner. 3 ball off the mark from Smith. Put back won't go, and then the ball's still free. Purdy comes out with it, and now the Bearcats off to the races.
Numbers.
4-on-1, and Rankin coast to coast.
That's a 4-point turnaround. They had a guaranteed bucket down there and didn't make it, and then we come down and make a score and cut it to 2.
It's a 2-point ball game, 38-36. Francis Marion's got the lead. Patriots gotten 13 from Browning, 11 from Davis. Rankin has 11 for Lander, Robinson with 6, and the ball knocked out of bounds to the Bearcats. Turnover by FMU.
Well, Patriots are playing right into our hands right now. Patriots are picking up full court and a little pressure this time, looks like.
Turnovers even at 7. Rebounds even at 15. Bearcats have not gotten a single second chance point in this ball game. Only 3 offensive rebounds.
Yep, that's a tie game all of a sudden.
Smith with a baseline jumper, his bread and butter. And just like that, we're even 38-38.
Patriots have lived off the 3, and the Bearcats, to their credit, have gotten the ball into the lane and to the paint, and they've done a lot of their damage inside.
Good defense there from Rankin, who came from the backside and tapped that ball free. This is Ryan Davis, who'll inbound it. Check it, that was Browning who sent it left side, and a 3-ball good from Brandon Parker.
Looks like they're going to continue to shoot that 3.
A turnover and a foul from Smith. He was trying to avoid it.
Yeah, that's almost like 2 turnovers. When you have turn it over, then you foul. And to me, that's 2 turnovers.
First foul of the game against Sergio Smith. Bearcats have turned 8 Patriot turnovers into 8 points. Francis Marion has converted 8 turnovers into 10 points, and there's a big jam by Alexander.
He slipped the screen that time and broke loose, and nobody was around, and he had the basket all to himself.
Smith looking, sends it back out to Dingle. 43-38, Francis Marion up 5. Dingle's long 3 off the mark, with the rebound tracked down by Purdy. Now Purdy drives under the basket and sets the offense up.
And he wisely got it out of there too.
Rucker in the key, inside with the right hand, tapped back up and in from Rankin. 43-40. Lander down by a basket. Davis wants to go inside, hanging in the air, and he was fouled.
Rucker's
Call
going
that
to
one
pick
on
that
Rucker.
foul up. That's going to be his first, but he was pretty much put in a disadvantage trying to guard that kid on the move.
So Davis will go to the line here. 16:54 remaining. And he pushes the Francis Marion lead out to 44-40. Rucker will have a seat. TJ Knight into the ball game.
Wasn't a whole lot of free throws shot. That's only the second free throw for Francis Marion, and we only shot 3 in the first half.
Neither team committed a lot of fouls in the first half. Second free throw on the way from Davis, and it is true.
Pressure again by the Patriots.
Rankin gets it inbound to Dingle. Starts a nice little home stretch for Lander.
Yeah,
this is game 1 of a 4-game homestead. 5 of their last 7 are going to be here in Horne Arena.
Yeah, that's the good thing is we got a good home stretch coming up. We can get on a winning streak.
Bearcats entered the day 2 games out of 8th place in the conference. That's where you need to be in order to go to the tournament, as Smith was fouled on his way up. Now Sergio Smith will have free throws on the way.
With 7 games to go, you know, a lot of stuff could happen.
Absolutely.
A lot of people in front of you could get beat, and, you know, you could get on a real winning streak, and, you know, all of a sudden you're in.
Lander's got plenty of opportunities to make up ground. This would be a huge one. Knocking off a Francis Marion team that's been right there in the thick of the pack the majority of the season. Smith makes the second free throw. Patriots 13-7 on the year. They're 8-7 in the league. It's Browning trapped around half court, and they get it over just in time.
Zone D now for the Bearcats.
Ball sent left side. Kick to Browning. Browning wants to go baseline. 3 on the way as the shot clock expires, and Parker drains it.
That's the thing about a zone. If you don't identify some shooters, you know, they'll find their shooters against that zone with a little penetration.
48-42. Lander down a half dozen. Rankin trying to get free of Davis. Lobs it into Smith, a dangerous pass, and the ball dribbled off Smith's foot and ricochets out of bounds off of Francis Marion.
And we got a break there. That ball was up for anybody to grab, and we were able to come up with it, and they kicked it out of bounds.
So the Bearcats will have possession under the basket, trying to chip away at a 6-point deficit. 15:42 to play. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (48-42), Francis Marion leading Lander by 6 with 15:42 remaining. Knight gets the inbound from Rankin. He put it up and was fouled as the shot clock was winding down.
Nice little lob play in there to TJ.
So Knight will go to the stripe here. 2 points on the evening thus far as he knocks down the first. Knight converts both opportunities.
Still in that zone. Let's see what Francis Marion does.
Patriots been shooting very well from deep. That one off the mark, and Knight collects the ball.
You live by the 3 and you die by it sometimes, so we'll see. Can't make them all.
Nice drive there from Dingle. Dingle all the way to the hoop. And Steve Roberts ordering his squad back on defense, and it looks like Lander's going to dare Francis Marion to live by the 3 here.
Yeah.
They continue to try to pack it in. Browning baseline. Outside to Smith. Smith in the lane. Back to Parker, and Parker's going to knock it down.
Yeah. And that's their 10th made 3.
Patriots continue to shoot it well, but they lead by just 5. 14:48 remaining. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (51-46). Lander down 5 with 14:48 to play here in Horne Arena. Rickson Lane and the coach Chipper Bagwell with you. Bearcats have been nipping at the heels of the Patriots the majority of this ball game and have not been able to pull in front.
Patriots are in a 1-3-1 little zone trap now, looks like.
And the ball kicked on the bounce pass from Rankin as it went off the foot of Kendall Wall, sophomore from Columbia. 20 seconds on the shot clock as Dingle gets in the corner. Gonna drive inside, put up a tough shot, no good.
Yeah, he got bumped a little bit, I think, and got off balance.
Browning out on the arc.
Oh, boy.
The ball bouncing down
He
low.
threw a fastball to a 7-footer around his ankles, and I don't know how he thought he was going to come up with it. He was open, though, wasn't he?
He absolutely was open.
That was a tough catch for Ozzie Smith to make.
Yeah, the ball at the feet of a 7-footer kind of negates the advantage of being 7 feet.
Exactly.
And Dingle into the key, and a foul out on the arc.
Yeah. We got a break there, I believe.
They're going to call it on Ryan Davis. Robinson and Evich checking in.
Johnson's coming in. Somebody's got to throw it in.
And Knudsen will inbound it. Finally gets it into Dingle. Looking for help. Now Robinson, give it off to Dingle. Back to Robinson, corner 3, too strong. Fight for the rebound. Taken away by the Patriots as they brought down by Labosa.
Browning lost the handles that time, and
Dingle tried to get it out tonight, and now Lander's got to run out.
Yep.
Robinson the other way. 51-48. Corner three, won't answer, and Evich has got the rebound, and he was fouled.
Yeah.
That's the fifth Finu foul.
Patriots are hanging in there with those threes, and right now the Bearcats are starting to creep back into this game.
They've pulled within three. Speck comes into the ball game.
Five team fouls on the Patriots now. It's the 2 on the Bearcats. That might be a big issue.
Let's see if Lander maybe tries to start going inside. The ball dribbled off of the foot of Waboso.
That's a big foot. That 7-footer's
It
got it.
certainly is. Robinson at the point as he waves Dingle to the other side. 7 to shoot. Robinson all the way in, had his shot blocked partially. 3 to shoot. Evich lost the handle, and Browning with the steal. Francis Marion's got numbers. Browning had to slow it down, kick it right side. Davis into the lane.
Oh,
Hangs was fouled, but couldn't get it to go.
Yeah.
So this will send Ryan Davis back to the free throw line.
Second foul on Evich.
Nice job by Lander thus far, staying out of foul trouble. Both these teams shooting nearly identically from the floor. Francis Marion 51.4%, Lander 51.3%. Patriots are 10 of 19 from downtown, Lander 3 of 10.
Yeah.
The free throw percentage is pretty close, 75% for Francis Marion, 71% for Lander. Turnovers are 10-9, Patriots with one more. Rebounds are 20-17, Lander with the advantage there. And the bench points favor the Bearcats 19-15. Evich caught under his own basket. They get it out to Unson, who pushes it ahead to Dingle. A 4-point ball game with 12 minutes remaining. Unson looking for help. And he airmails it over the head of Evich with 11:54 to play.
That went up in the stands.
Timeout on the floor. 4-point Francis Marion lead, 11:54 to go. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Four-point Francis Marion lead here on the Bearcats. 11:45 to play, 52-48 our score. Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell joining you tonight on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Glad to have you join us. I'd like to recognize our sponsor, proud supporter of Bearcat Athletics. Northland's, time to stop wasting your money. Northland's upgraded fiber optic network powers faster internet speeds than ever before. Combine internet and TV to get all your favorite channels as the speeds you need.
Wow.
And Evich now to steal. Now Lander, 3 on none, and an easy layup. Speaking of easy, Northland's internet packages start as low as $29.99 per month for 24 months and add TV for just $12 with no contract required. Thanks to Northland, proud supporter of Bearcat Athletics. A wild possession there a minute ago, but it ends with a Bearcat hoop, and now Lander back within 2. 52 to 50 with under 11 to go in this one. Well, that's a long jumper knocked down by Victor Hunt Jr. out of Atlanta. What looked to be a very poor shot choice.
Yeah.
Works out for the Patriots. Edinson over to Robinson. Now Evich fouled on his way to the hoop. That's 6 on Francis Marion.
One more would be in the bonus with 10:26 to go in the game. Maybe that'll be a factor. We're a pretty good free throw shooting team as a whole.
They are coming into this week one of the top 2 free throw shooting teams in the league. Over 70%. Evich took a couple of steps there. 54 to 50, 10:24 remaining.
We could ever get over this hump here. We just cannot get over the 4 and 5 point lead, seems like.
Lander led this game 6-0. They have not led since it was 11 to 10.
Whoa.
With 15-11 left in the first half. Down 4 here. Robinson had his layup go off the rim. Now here come the Patriots the other way, and a foul in transition as Brandon Parker goes into the dance team.
There's a lot of action there that time. We had a chance at a layup down here. Francis Marion did a great job of getting back in transition and blocking that shot. Then they put it on the floor and going to shoot 2 free throws at the line.
Bosa back in the ball game.
Brandon Parker's having him a pretty good game with 17 points.
He's the leading scorer for Francis Marion. Well, Coach, you talked about that hump that Lander's dealing with, and you're right. That missed free throw. Lander has trailed by 6 points or fewer ever since the 119 mark of the first half. That's nearly 11 consecutive minutes they've been within 6 points. Evich skip it in the corner. Robinson gives it to Rankin. Now a tap back to him. Dingle left side corner 3 on the way. Yes! Jordan Dingle pulls Lander back within 2.
Great ball movement that time to find a wide open Dingle.
Bearcats benefited from a couple of fortuitous bounces, but they're within 2, 55-53, now 9:15 to play. Browning straightaway 3 off the mark, ball tapped out, Dingle rebound.
Here comes numbers.
Lander fouled on the way, Dingle. And that's the 7th, and the Bearcats are gonna go to the line. That call go on Speck, his 2nd.
But more importantly, that's the bonus now, 17 foul.
Absolutely right.
So we can actually tie this game up with the clock stop.
Jordan Dingle will shoot a 1-and-1 here. Bearcats have committed 4 fouls in this half to Francis Marion's 7. Dingle's first free throw is up and good. Shot is up and we are tied. The first time tonight this game has been tied.
Bearcats still in that zone.
Under 9 minutes to play. Alexander baseline. They work it out top to Smith. Now Browning in the corner. Evans closed out on him. Davis jump stop in the lane. Back out Browning. 3 ball. Got it.
They're daring them to make shots, and, you know, they'll make one every now and then.
Well, you can't leave Dietrich Browning open like that. That's his first basket of the second half, I believe, Coach.
Yeah, I think so.
It's 4 of 8 from three-point land. Lander down by 3 with 8:20 to go. Dingle, fire, that one was down and rattled out. Alexander gonna fire.
Off.
Oh, way off the
Way
bar.
off.
And Dingle got the board. Robinson stops, pops. Yes! Sydney Robinson tray.
You know, the good thing about that, he didn't hesitate. He flew right into that shot.
We're even once more with 7:40 to go. Browning in the lane, can't get it to fall, but he was fouled. That'll take us to immediate timeout. 58-58, knotted up on homecoming in Greenwood, South Carolina. 7:29 to play in Finis Horne Arena. You're listening to Bearcat Basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. (58-58), 7:29 left in this one. Rickson Lane and Chipper Bagwell with you. This Lander team rallied from a 13-point deficit in the first half, and they are back tied up, but Dietrich Browning is at the free throw line for Francis Marion. First shot is up and good.
That's probably not who we want at the free throw line.
Probably not.
Browning.
Second free throw on the way, and it's true as well.
Bearcats got out of that zone just a second ago, and then they attacked the rim that time and got the free throw line, so I'll be interested to see what they get in this time.
Browning is an 86% free throw shooter down the stretch. You know, they'd love to have the ball in his hands. He's averaging 26 points per game. Landers held him to 18 thus far. The foul call will send Lander back to the line.
Browning's second foul.
So Sidney Robinson will shoot here. He's got 11 points on the night. Shot is off the mark.
We've got 2 freshmen in the game tonight, playing together now, which is kind of the future of our team, looks like.
Yeah, Robinson and Rankin. That'll be a fun backcourt to watch in the coming years. They've been the backcourt the majority of this game as Browning fires a long three, no good. Alexander punches it out all the way to half court, and Speck could not save it out of bounds. Bearcats will have possession with 6:44 to go.
It surprised me. The Bearcats went to a man-to-man again, and then Francis Marion settled for a three-point shot.
Browning is now 4 of 8. Now 4 of 9 from three-point land. Patriots have calmed down significantly after their first half flourish. They're 11 of 23 from beyond the arc. Evich hands back off to Dingle, 15 to shoot. Lander down 2. Dingle bounces to Robinson corner. 3, yes! Yeah. Boy, that's 2 from that spot where
he
Sidney
didn't hesitate at all.
You're absolutely right. From the same spot, and he took it straight up and drained it, and Lander's got his first lead since it was 11-10. 6 minutes left. Entry pass down low, and Evich called for the foul from behind as Alexander will go to the line.
Boy, Alexander missed a bunny. I used to call him a bunny.
And I think Evich got called for a foul there. I'm not sure he ever touched Alexander.
I don't think he did either. I think the young man just missed a stick back.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Evich got punished for Alexander's miss. First free throw's up and in. Now Evich going to go to the bench. TJ Knight back in the game. He's got 3 fouls.
Yeah. Evich has done some good things tonight. He's changed a lot of shots and played big in the post tonight.
They'll have to go to the bench with 4 fouls.
He made that big 3 right before the half, too.
For Francis Marion, as Alexander makes both free throws. Alexander's got 3 fouls, and now he goes to the bench. Speck, Smith, and Hunt all have 2.
Dingle goes out, and Purdy comes in.
First time we've seen Ryu Purdy in a while.
So we got Purdy and these 2 freshman guards out here on the perimeter. Then we got Smith and TJ Knight in the post.
Rankin, right side, spins back to the lane. Free throw shot, no good. Browning with the rebound. Patriots a 1-point lead as Davis goes baseline, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds by TJ Knight. That's Knight's first.
And that's the 7th team foul, which is going to put the Patriots at the line now the rest of the game.
So everybody's shooting for the final 5:35 in this one.
Right.
Shot is up and off the mark, and Knight snares the rebound. Purdy goes baseline, kicks to Rankin, left side, 3, off the mark. And then they're going to call Knight for another foul.
Yep.
That's 2 quick ones. And now 5:18 to play. It'll be number 33, Kendall Wall.
I think we're going to see a lot of free throw shot here in these next 5 minutes and 18 seconds.
I believe you're right.
That's way off.
Not even close.
No. We might need to remember that later on in the game.
The 33 might be getting sent back to the line. Rankin looking for help. Gives it off to Smith. 7 to shoot. Purdy dribbling. Corner 3.
Short.
Bounced off, no good. Smith trying to get the rebound, but is taken by Parker. Parker up top, guarded by Rankin. 4:30 to play. Browning, one to drive, picked up his dribble. 10 to shoot for Francis Marion, leading by a point. Smith to the lane, tough shot,
Oh,
faked it in
man.
off the glass.
What a tough shot.
With the contact, and he got it to fall in cleanly. 64 to 61 now. 4:05 to play in this one. Evich and Dingle about to check back in for Lander. And then Knight had it poked away from him.
Oh, my
And they're going to call TJ Knight for another foul.
That's 3 quick fouls on him. And I heard another whistle. I don't know what that was about.
Now they're trying to break up a potential confrontation there. Knight had it knocked from his hands and then body checked a Patriot into the scorer's table as Purdy was trying to race over and save it.
Yeah, well, I think Knight was trying to prevent a Francis Marion player from going over and retrieving that ball.
He was.
And he knocked him out of bounds. If this was Division I, and it was on TV, the officials would be looking at the monitor over there.
That's right.
To see if there was any intent, those flagrant 1 and flagrant 2 fouls.
I got to tell you, Coach, I can't imagine that he's not going to get called for something here. There was no intent to go for the basketball there.
No. He was just trying to block.
Yeah, he hip-checked a player into the scorer's table.
The scorer's table. And I think he's going to be I think they made him be a flagrant foul, and they may get free throws and get the ball back.
None of that ideal for Lander.
No.
As Knight picks up his 3rd foul.
But the longer these guys talk, the more nervous I get about it.
That's true. Our officials tonight, Archie Whaley, Baron Seals, and Austin Reeves. And now they're going to call coaches together. That's probably not a great sign.
No.
For the Bearcats, at least.
Baron used to work my officials camp when I had team camps here long years ago, and here he is still calling in our league.
Steve Roberts and Gary Edwards going to talk things over. TJ Knight trying to plead his case to the 3rd official.
If anybody had any momentum, this kind of breaks it up. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It just kind of takes the sting out of any kind of momentum anybody had. So
64 to 61 our scores as the conversation continues.
This has been at least a 5-minute delay.
Yeah, it's been quite a long one. So 3:59 to go. We'll try to get an explanation here. So there was a technical foul called on Brandon Parker of Francis Marion. So that's what Rye Purdy's about to do. He's about to shoot those free throws. Then we're going to get a flagrant 1 called on TJ Knight, which means Francis Marion will shoot free throws.
And then they get the ball.
And then Francis Marion will have the ball. So both teams are going to shoot here, and then Francis Marion will get the basketball. So. And now we got immediate timeout.
We got immediate timeout under 4.
3:59 to play.
Or maybe not. They're talking again.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
no, you're right. They're talking again.
So.
I thought we were about to go to the immediate timeout because right as the teams got back on the floor, our official blew the whistle again.
I think he must have realized that it was an under 4 timeout coming up.
I think you're right. So I think we're about to get back to action here as Purdy will shoot. You know, Coach, all things considered, not the worst turnout for the Bearcats.
No.
They're going to get chances to shoot.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, thank you.
And Purdy makes them both. So that puts Lander back within one, and now Francis Marion will get a chance to answer.
They get to shoot two, and is 30 the one that got knocked out of bounds?
I think he was.
I think he was,
Yeah,
too.
I think Speck's the one, and he made the first. Warren Speck, the senior out of Shawnee, Kansas. And he missed the second.
So we pick up a point.
Advantage Bearcats in that transaction. Yeah, all things considered, that worked out pretty well for Lander.
Yeah.
Because Francis Marion would have been shooting regardless. And the Bearcats wound up getting free throws and wound up pulling a point closer.
But we were going to get the ball if the ball had gone out of bounds over there. The ball was off of Francis Marion.
Yeah, that's true. So Browning going to drive inside. Layup won't go. Ball knocked to the bounds, and now Lander gets the ball.
Yep. So now it's all even.
Now, advantage Bearcats. 65-63, 3:44 to play. Robinson guarded closely. Eight to shoot. Dingle, skip to Evich. Evich wants to go baseline. 3, 2, they're not going to get it off.
No, call it
Waved
no.
off by the official. Ryu Purdy in the
This
corner.
guy here called it no good. He had a good look at the clock. And of course the fans didn't agree with it, but
When Evich made that pass, Coach, I didn't think they were going to get the shot off
I didn't
in
either.
time.
I did not either.
Bearcat fans don't like it. 65-63. Browning, left side. Shot clock to 15. 2:55 to play. Lander down by 2. Browning, drive, kick to Speck for 3. Off the mark. Rebound by Dingle. Evich's pass kicked and into the bleachers. Francis Marion going to go to the bench here.
Yeah, they're bringing some bigs in. They're
Well,
7-footers coming in.
Yeah, he's back in the ball game, as is Ryan Davis, who's been very effective tonight. They also brought in Kendall Wall. Robinson will trigger it into Lander. 2:37 to play. Bearcats down 2. Smith looking for help. 10 to shoot. Robinson fouled on the perimeter. And that's going to send the Bearcats to the free throw line with 2:20 to go.
Shooting
Sidney
2.
Robinson will
Yep.
shoot.
Double bonus now. I guess both teams will be in the double bonus. Next Bearcat foul.
On the season, Robinson, 64% from the stripe, and he makes the first.
They're a little bit easier when you know you got 2 going up there.
That's true.
That kind of relieves it a little bit. So now he's made his first one, so I would be surprised if he didn't make his second one. Tie this game up.
2:20 to play. Second free throw is good. We are knotted at 65. Jaquez Smith bringing up the floor against Robinson. 2:10 to go, 65 all. Lander trailed by 13 in the first half, and Alexander got loose down low for an easy lay-in.
They got a mix-up or a mismatch in there off of that screen, looked like, and he rolled to the bucket, and nobody went with him.
Robinson trying to answer the other way, and the ball knocked out of bounds. 1:55 to play, Lander down 2.
They do a little offense-defense thing. They put bigger kids in there on those our smaller guards.
Smith coming in, going out, Wall coming in. You're right, they got some height out on the floor.
Yep.
As Purdy pumps the three. Minute 48 to go. Robinson around the screen, jumper left side, way short. And Evich tried to save it off of Sergio Smith.
He sure did. Francis Marion was going to let it go out of bounds, and Evich did a great job of getting to it and throwing it back in, but it went off of Evich's, Sergio's foot.
Evich cut in there through everybody and got to it, but unable to keep the possession with Lander. So the Bearcats facing their biggest defensive possession of the night. 90 seconds to play, they trail by 2. Alexander, guarded by Evich, hands it off. This is Smith, elbow jumper, bounces off, no good. Offensive rebound, put back one.
Oh,
Evich had it, and then a
missed it.
foul called on Francis Marion, and Lander shooting free throws with 1:17 to play in a 2-point game.
Wow, what a, we dodged a big bullet that time.
Oh, I tell you what, the Patriots had it right under the rim on an offensive putback opportunity, and they missed it.
They've missed 2 like that, and it may be the same guy, I'm not sure.
So now Evich at the line. He is a 59% shooter this year. And he made the first.
That's the hardest one when
That's
you're
right.
59%.
Second one's good.
Tie game.
Again, with 1:17 to play. And the ball nearly up for grabs on the inbound before Browning collected it. Browning up the floor against Purdy. 1:05 to go. Browning wants to drive. Left side, foul on the floor. Foul on the floor against Ryu Purdy.
Well, that's going to be in his hands just about every time down now.
That's right.
Francis Marion, they like that matchup, and Browning's their best player and the one they trust the most, I would say.
They like that matchup against pretty much anybody. Browning is an 86% free throw shooter. And his first shot is good.
19th point for Browning. He's averaging 26.
Averaging 20, just a shade under 25.
Okay.
Bearcats have held him under his average. The big thing, Coach, he's got 20 points. They've not allowed him to take over this game.
No.
Which he's done to a lot of people and a
we've
lot
done
of
a good
gyms.
job of mixing our defenses up, and let's kind of see what happens here.
So Purdy will walk it up with a minute to play.
1 minute to go.
69-67, Francis Marion up 2. Evich sets the screen for Robinson. Robinson wants to go left side, picks up the dribble, back over to Dingle. Now they get it to Evich on the right block. Evich into the lane, jump stop, up and under, good. Great move from the senior. And we're tied with 44 seconds to play.
You're going to see this matchup again.
Browning up the floor, and everyone will stop as we call timeout. 36 seconds to play, 69-69 our score, and you're right, Coach, this is likely going to be Browning with the ball. Does Lander keep Purdy in front of him? We saw Dingle guard him earlier in the game, but you know number 2 is going to have it.
Yeah, well, does Lander go to a zone? Maybe change it up a little bit instead of playing a man where you're kind of on an island right there. It's hard to guard Browning one-on-one, and they may go to a zone, or they may come trap him and make him give it up and make somebody else take the shot. That's an option as well.
Now, Francis Marion's made 11 three-pointers, but they have not made a ton here in the second half.
But, you know, the thing is, we've got plenty of time, 36 seconds, 22 on the shot clock. So even if we let them run it all the way down, there's still 14 seconds remaining in the game. And hopefully, if they don't score, it's still a 2-point game, and we got 14 seconds to get something done down here on our end. So I'd like to see them just play the thing out defensively and not foul. We certainly don't need to foul, especially Browning, but let's just kind of see what happens.
Browning's got 20, Parker's got 17.
I wouldn't be disappointed if they rotated into a zone or something.
Wouldn't surprise me if they did here. Robinson's got 16 for Lander. Dingle's got 14. Smith, Davis, Speck, Parker, and Browning on the floor for Francis Marion. Evich, Robinson, Dingle, Smith, and Purdy out there for Lander. And they got Browning down in the corner, Purdy guarding him, and it looks like Smith will be the point man here as Lander will not guard the inbound. And Smith will bring it over.
Yeah, they in a man-to-man.
There they are. Jaquez Smith with 13 to shoot. Screen set for him. He rolls inside, back out to Speck. 7 to shoot. Speck on Smith. Speck drives right, step back, jumper, no good. Offensive putback up and in from Jaquez Smith.
16 seconds.
16 seconds to play. Bearcats don't need a three.
They're going to call timeout.
And Steve Roberts will call it with 10.4 seconds to play. Timeout, Lander. It was a good defensive possession up until the miss from Speck, and no one got a body on Smith.
But they got the offensive rebound and stuck it back in this time, where they had missed the other.
Not surprise me if you see Smith or Evich with the ball in their hands on this possession.
Well, I hope we see somebody going to the rim with it.
That's right.
And, put it on these officials to make a call and make some free throws and tie the game up, or make an and one and win the game.
Bearcats are 50% from the floor tonight. They're 6 of 16 from beyond the arc. And again, you don't need a three-pointer here.
I'd play for overtime right now. I'd take overtime in a heartbeat.
In your building on homecoming, you bet.
Yep.
Purdy will inbound it. He gets it up top to Robinson, 10 to play. Robinson against Davis, off the screen, looking for help. Robinson gonna launch a long three off the mark. Evich got the rebound, he was fouled!
Oh.
He was fouled with 7/10 of a second to play, and Surgeon Evich will go to the stripe. Down two.
It could have been a foul in there too on Evich. He went right over somebody's shoulders.
Oh, I tell you what, Coach. You talk about a call you don't see very often. 7/10 of a second, and they call a foul.
Yeah, well, they could have called it the other way, I think, but
Yes,
thank goodness they didn't. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, they're putting some more time on the
They're
clock.
going to put 2.1 seconds back. I tell you what, for the Bearcats, that's an eternity, because if Evich happens to miss one here, you got a legitimate shot at a putback attempt and not having to tip something back in.
Exactly.
You can collect the ball and go up with a more focused look at the rim, as opposed to just having to blindly tip something in and hope for the best.
Well, I really didn't like the first shot we took, but it worked out with Evich getting the rebound. But the first shot was deep to start with. It was really deep, and it wasn't in rhythm.
Absolutely not. But Evich pulls down his 8th rebound, and now he's going to shoot a pair with 1.4 seconds left. That's what they put back on the clock. Surgeon Evich, the senior from Belgrade, Serbia.
Well, he can make up for a lot of stuff now. He's a senior. He's older. And let's hope he can go up here and knock 2 in and get this thing into overtime.
First one rattled out, no good. Now you got to miss.
Now he's got to miss. He's got to miss. Let's see.
And Landers bringing in DeShundre Rucker get Robinson out of there and put some height down low.
He's got a miss now, and hopefully we can get a rebound.
That was the first shot he's missed all day. He was 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He'd made every shot he put up until then.
Yep.
And now you got to draw something up, and so I got to imagine, Coach, here.
Well, you know, the hard thing is to miss.
Oh, yeah.
How do you miss a free throw? I mean, I know how do you miss a free throw, but how do you make it roll around and bounce off to one of your players? And I know what we used to do when Coach Roberts was my assistant. We used to put them on the free throw line, and we would X. The guy on this side would try to get to the other block, and the guy on this side would try to get over here, and we'd X and try to take somebody with us, and that would free somebody up. So I'll be interested to see if they X on this thing, on this miss.
It's going to be Rucker and Smith on the block for Lander, trying to muscle their way in against Alexander and Waboso. Specht is also out there along with Parker.
Yeah.
Let's see if Ejevich can get a bounce here. Throws it off. Patriots got the rebound, and that'll do it. Francis Marion survives in Greenwood, 71-69, the final score. Patriots.
See, that's a hard thing to do. I'd rather shoot it up there and try to bounce it up high than try to do what he did there.
Yeah, hard to draw up a play there. Yeah, Bearcats come up just short tonight. 71-69 final score. We'll step aside to listen to Bearcat basketball on the Bearcat Broadcasting Network. Back in Greenwood, South Carolina, your final score, Francis Marion hangs on 71-69 over the Lander Bearcats, and we're joined now by assistant coach Cooper Neiman. And coach, a game in which a slow start, you trail by 13 in the first half, looked like it might have been one that was going to get out of hand, and this team comes back, takes a late lead. What did you see from this group in order to come back against a very good Patriot team the way they did after falling behind in the first half?
Well, they're a very good team. They shot 7 for 13 in the first half from 3, and we knew that was going to slow down a little bit, so that kind of helped us out. And then our guys just never gave up. We stuck together. We were engaged, and our freshmen again came off and gave us a big boost.
He had 29 combined points from Robinson and Rankin as they put up 16 and 13 respectively. They're at the end in that situation. You call the timeout knowing that you've got to try to get a putback. And we were talking about over here, we didn't know what the call would be. What do you try to diagram at that point, knowing you don't really practice to miss free throws late in the game?
Right.
What was the strategy there?
Well, what we were trying to do is have Surgeon miss it and one of our bigs X and the other curl around just so he could draw 2 or 3 defenders, and hopefully our big guy could just get a hand on it.
Knowing that you've got another homecoming game coming up Saturday, what's the message to this team as you try to turn around, knowing you got a bunch of games coming up in this arena to end the season?
Yeah, keep fighting. We got 6 more games. The Peach Belt is all tied up. We put a couple wins together. We'll be right there. So just keep fighting. We got to have a good practice tomorrow and the day after, and we'll be ready.
That's assistant coach Cooper Neiman. The Bearcats fight hard.